find Cornell and what kind of brought you here?
So I knew I wanted to run. I didn't really care where I ran. I just knew it was something that I wanted to try to do in college. Um, my mom's originally from here. My aunt lives in Iowa City, so about 30 minutes away from here. And I was up visiting her during like summer of 2020. And I'd kind of been in contact with Coach Frawley beforehand. But I shot him an email. I said I was in the area, and he said, come visit. I came and visited. There was no one on campus. It was the middle of summer, but I liked the campus. It was super beautiful, and I really liked the way that he made me feel important, which was something I'd been kind of struggling with some of the other coaches at other schools. I started running my sophomore year of high school when my mom was like, you either get to do running with your brother or you get to join Vex Robotics, and I was way too stupid for robotics, so I basically had to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I ran state track my high school senior year in the 4x8. We ended up getting third, but I had some leg pains when I kind of started my summer training for my freshman year here, and I went to go see a doctor, and I had 4 stress fractures, 2 in both legs and my tibia and fibulas. So my summer coming in, I was in the pool swimming an hour at least a day, so that was pretty hard, but I was trying to get better. By the time we moved in my freshman year, I had started running again, and I made it about a week before they flared back up and came back as stress reactions. So I like to tell people I've had 8 stress fractures, but it's kind of like 4 and change. So that was my freshman year. I didn't start running again until about January or February. So cross country had already gone past, and it was now time for indoor track. And I was basically in this exact same spot, jump roping and running upstairs every day for a couple weeks. And then eventually I started running a little more and more. And then by the time about halfway through indoor track, my freshman year, I was able to start running. Wasn't very impressive by any means. And then I just tried to stay healthy all the way through sophomore year. Going into conference cross country my sophomore year, I was right on the cusp of being able to medal and be all conference. The cutoff is 20th. So going in, coach and I had a plan, and I tried my best to execute, and I ended up getting 19th. So that was my first all conference medal. And then fast forwarding to track, I had a decent season. I think I was runner-up or third in the indoor 800. And then my outdoor season was still pretty solid, but not quite where I wanted it to be. And then last year, my junior year, my mileage had been steadily increasing this whole time, so I was finally hitting more legitimate mileage for what my body needed to succeed. I finished 10th in the conference at cross country. And then fast forward to indoor. I individually did not score any all-conference medals, but I was part of the mile squad where we had 2 and 3, and then my teammate got third in the 800, and I got fourth. And then fast forward further to outdoor track. So we're now a couple months ago. I had been in Germany for a couple weeks with some teammates and for a class trip, so I was studying abroad for a couple weeks. We came back on Monday, and we had conference on Friday and Saturday. So I came out jet-lagged, and I had to try to collect where I can and re-energize and get ready to run as fast as I can. So on Friday, we had the 1500, and me and my teammate Gabe Soda had a plan. Me and him had 2 of the faster times, seeded times. I was going in the number 1 seed. I think he was 3 or 4. We were trying to execute, get out fast and don't let anybody come near us. So we got out pretty hard, and we succeeded in that. I went first place, he got second place, and then third place was a couple seconds behind us, so it wasn't really that close. And then the 800, there was a guy from another school who got us out really fast at the start, and then I managed to kick past him in the last 100 for another first place. So I set the conference record in the 1500, and I was a 100th of a second off in the 800. So that was when me and coach really started thinking that I can do something more here. So now, after that, I moved in. I went to Boulder with some teammates, Boulder, Colorado, for the summer to train at altitude to get some extra help there. So there was 5 of us. It was me, Gabe Soda, Caleb, Tyler, and then a guy from Central named Ben. We all lived together, and then we also lived down the street from some more teammates and some other guys in D3 who we got to know pretty well. So I spent the whole summer running and working and trying just to optimize my fitness so I can come in at the start of the season and start on the strongest foot I can. And so far this season, I've run pretty well. Not quite where I want to be yet, but it's definitely a good start. We want to win conference. We've got the depth for it this year. We want to have our whole team under 30 minutes in the 8K. For those who don't run at regionals or the championship meets, we want to have them perform really well at their postseason meet up at Luther. For the varsity, for the top 7, top 9 guys, we want to try to get top 4 in the region and qualify for the national meet. And once we're there, we'll see what we can do, but we're really focusing on that regional and national meet right now. I think I'd probably go with "you're stronger than you think you are." Um, a lot of my collegiate career has been me kind of doubting myself, not sure of what I can do, thinking about a goal or something that I have and feeling intimidated by it. And especially this year, I've been really not trying not to worry about it and thinking, I can do this and not having any doubt. And by thinking that I'm stronger than I know I'm stronger than I think I am. So I'm trying to have that mentality going into every workout, every race, every run, everything I do this year. My freshman year so when I came in, they were starting renovations on the athletic building, the sod's completely new. Um, but when I got here freshman, they had just started tearing it down. So all we had was the field house, the indoor track here pretty much, and like a couple rooms over there. So that meant that when I couldn't run, I had to cross train, and we had some bikes in the track closet. And basically every day I was sitting on the bike for 40 minutes plus. And that takes a toll on you mentally because this room isn't the most well lit. When it's rainy or it's dark and the rest of your team's outside running, having practice, but I was in here rain or shine. When the team would go somewhere for a run, I'd be stuck here with me and a couple other people, but not being by myself really got me through that. Having other people there with me to not just complain with, but know that you're in this together and we're all trying to get better. And despite me being injured, I was constantly in coach's office talking with him. He was talking with me. We were communicating. We had a plan, and we kept updating that plan. He didn't just kind of give me like here's your return to play plan. We were actively in there saying, okay, feeling good this week, we'll up it a little bit. If something happens, we'll knock back down a little bit, no worries. And we kind of just work together to slowly build up my training until my body was ready to perform again. Probably family. Yeah, probably family. I'll go with that.